Dark waters. My lecture was full of excitement. The students sitting in the front raised their hand. What was the primordial life, first like J? The wind whispers sweet nothing as it moves and brushes against the rocky and murky surface. A bubble rose up to the surface before painfully bursting, ending its short and meaningless existence. The dark and ominous black clouds rolling in to strike the stony ground and gooey water. Life had popped up before being quickly extinguished. A million years after the world froze, it thawed. A virus gained sentience before it was subjected to pure UV sun rays. The dissolution of the membranes would have been described as pain, but nerve endings were too complex. And in the span of 100 years, this life form was extinguished by a beam of light. The beam of light burning and unraveling the very sequences of the virus's makeup. It had a life of sorts, but that life was itself painful and fleeting. A hand shot up in the classroom again. I was a talented storyteller, which helped with teaching as well. Is it possible that life did in fact survive and start to evolve or even gain sentience? I nodded my head. Come with me on this next part of the theoretical journey as we encounter the strange form stable life first might have taken. The air was filled with the static that comes before a powerful burst of pure, unadulterated energy. Crack! The sky that was normally dark lit up in a violent and unpredictable fashion. Rocks moved as the very firmament of the earth was shaken. Some particles of silica had started to drift around, then fell onto a puddle of slimy, viscous water. The rock had been vaporized due to the blast of pure electricity. The superheated particles fell into the slightly acidic puddle. Plus the electricity in the air formed a single amorphous organism. And voila, life was formed. Another student raised their hand, but then the bell rang. Okay, class, instead of homework, ponder instead the foundations of life and how far we've come. They all walked out, and it was time for me to go to Florida, New Hampshire. It was a lab I ran full time. Teaching was just a fun stretch of my brain. The day was itself calm, especially after that conversation. And as I walked, a strange sight befell my eyes. I looked around, and things looked waxy or glossy. The ground was a viscous mixture of orange opaque slime. Pine and maple trees leaked an orange liquid. It seemed to burn everything it touched. I then took a breath, and the air was gagging both from its natural, foul smell of death, and from its thickness. Then the sight went away, and I realized I must have been in a trance-like state. As I was back in my lab, the phone rang, and it was James, my boyfriend. Jay, your boyfriend's line 1. Take a quick breather for 10.